Hey, hello everyone. Um, this is Louis from Plasmo, and welcome to another demo Friday. This is demo number 8. Stefan will not be joining us today due to some health problem, so it will just be only me and Plasmo. Uh, Let me start sharing my screen, and we can get right into business. So, one of the key demo. So there are a couple of things that I would like to demo today. Primarily, the list of stuff would be. Actually, let me pull up the tweet. Uh, we actually now have a pretty decent release kind of a changelog. So um, the first thing. The first thing that will be interesting to demo is the create basic, the create plasma command. This is a new command that was created last week, following up an RFC, RFC 56, which it will basically allow the creation of new Plasma project much quicker because the create Plasma command is a very lightweight command to simply just for the initialize command. Um, the second feature to demo would be uh, actually not a feature, but more of just an announcement that Plasmo is now an ESM module. So it will not, it will probably not work with with runtime that's like much older, especially older than 16, where ESM is like not the default runner. Um, so take that in mind when you try to use Plasmo in older runtime. Uh, we have also added a bit of fix to the storage module and updated the storage module a little bit, and also the example for the storage module, so that there's not a content strip in the storage module to show synchronization of the storage module between uh, content script, option page, and pops up. We might actually have to add background as well just to play around with it. And finally, the last piece, which is the most interesting one that will solve a lot of problems for a lot of people, is the web accessible resources importing. Um, this actually will allow user of Plasmo to declaring their web accessible resources and actually referencing asset from their node module, from their dependencies, and not just static like not just any static file that they have in their project. And one of the reasons why that is very useful is actually to importing like proprietary API, for example, or third-party vendor API. So with that in mind, let's go straight to the demo. First one would be, let's go for the simple one. Let's go for the storage module, the fix for the storage module. A shout out to Crazy Air, which is one of our contributor on GitHub, who has been testing out and reporting a lot of bug and issues about Plasmo and generally the use case. Like most of the bug that we found last week was mainly thanks to this person. So as you can see here in uh, in the plasmo.com, we have this hello container, and this the checkbox here is injected by our content script by our web extension. Now, if I toggle this, it should also toggle the input box in the content script UI as well, just to demonstrating basically the synchronization of state between PubSub and content script, as well as in the option page. So let me go to the option page of the content script. So now we can toggle that on and off pretty easily. So this is like one of the easy example out there to show the power of the storage module. Um, and yeah, the the main thing in the storage is actually one of the fix. Apparently, previously Boolean, there's a bug with the Boolean kind of with the Boolean usage, in which we actually not checking. We are using the lose check for the data type. So when you're setting a Boolean variable, it become it somewhat bypassing the actual value, and it did not actually set the value because false or undefined with a loose check would be the same thing. But now we actually strictly checking if it's undefined or not. Um, so to actually set the internal value for the state of the content script for on in storage module. Um, let's move on to actually. I wonder if I should show the code. Maybe let's walk through the code a little bit, just so we can, we have some time. Oh, this is a documentation project. Let me pops up here. Plasma project here. All right. So we go to storage here. Yeah. So one of the main the part that was broken with the storage hook was actually in the set storage value. Previously, we actually let's take a look at the change here. Oh wait, what happened here? Okay, take a while to actually load all the feature of VS Code. But let's compare it to the previous version. This is gonna take a while. But basically, yeah, okay, here we go. Basically, the the checking. Previously, we actually just do a loose checking here. So if v is false, it will actually not set the value in over here. It will just ignore it and go straight to random value. So when v is like zero, false, or undefined, it would fall back to random value. But um, that is not what we want to be happening. We actually want to strictly check if v is actually undefined. If it's actually undefined, then we use random value as a fallback. Yeah. All right. So that is one of the things that we want to demo. Let's move on to the second, uh, the second, the second um, new feature on actually new software, which is Create Plasma. So now, developer can now use the create Plasma command to make a new Plasma project. You simply do pm create Plasma, and you can actually just passing in like um, some name here, or you don't have to pass a name at all. And this would be roughly probably 10 times faster compared to the previous method of using pm dox Plasma init. The main reason because this command is very, very self-contained. It's only care about just the creation of the Plasma project. Uh, so the process is so running it is very, very short, very, very quick. And the actual installation will still take time as normal, but the initial run is much faster. Yeah. We also have a fix with the using the current directory to create a project as well. So let's say we make a new directory called with something, and you make cd inside with something, and you pm create Plasmo dot. It would just create right inside my current directory. Fast and simple. So yeah, pretty excited. I think we also updated all of our documentation and also our front page to reflect this as well. Not all of our documentation. Some of our documentation are still using the init function, but I think we would highly recommend switching over to using the pm create Plasma for any future creation of a Plasma project. Um, the front page should actually now showing. Let me disable this storage here. Front page should have now show pm create Plasma or npm create or yarn create. You can use whichever flavor you want, and you can also actually copy the command from from a front page and just copy and paste it into your terminal you would like to just use it right away. Yeah, that's some stuff that we have done. We've also incorporated the feedback on one of our community member about adding the documentation on top of the nav bar. So now you can just go to plasma.com and go straight to documentation on the nav bar. Yeah, so that's some interesting stuff going on there. All right, so now let's go to the last piece, which is the meat of the demo, the more interesting thing, which is using web accessible resources. So let me actually just go right into the source code of the example that is used to demonstrate this new feature with web accessible resource. So usually when we want to add a new web accessible resource, previously it wasn't as straightforward, and actually it wasn't possible because the path for the bundling of Plasmo, like the internal bundling of Plasmo, and the path outside are not very compatible. So now we actually now parsing this web accessible resource array in uh, uh, in the Plasma framework. So now, let's say that I have a bunch of asset and I have a bunch of picture here. Pick 0, pick 1, pick 2. And I just want to include just the picture though. So now I just use glob. So this is right. We're using the glob kind of import. So yes, you can use glob. It will basically will include all the pick 0, pick 1, pick 2, but not the icon 5112. I also want to add the resource test JSON. That this will not work yet due to one of the bug in Parcel, which we have submitted PR to fix on the Parcel upstream to actually not transforming JSON. We also don't want to transform JS either, because there are certain vendors that offer the JS source code, and they don't want you to use they don't want you to transpile the source code again. Yeah, but basically with this demo here, with basically after we declaring the web access resource, and simply consume them in our pop-up. So in my pop-up, I have an array that loop through from 0 to 2, and just use the Chrome runtime and get URL of the asset. And then I simply display them. I just basically loop through the source list and just show the image. And so let's load that and see what's happening. Load unpack. Yeah, actually. Oh, I'm already there. So if I enable that, if I open up the extension, it should show all 3 of the picture from that folder. Yeah. Yeah, so this should basically allow developers to exposing, for example, font. So adding font, adding picture, and also adding like external resources, even adding like source file should be extremely simple for the developer now. They might be able to even use this feature to adding custom pages and even dev2 pages as well. Um, and that might be one of the case where we might leverage this kind of feature, uh, like this ability to loading resources for the dev2 panel. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it for the for this demo. It's pretty short, nothing much. Yeah, we've been actually ramping on fixing a lot of bugs lately. There's been a lot of people have been reporting bugs. People have been using and trying out the Plasma framework and reporting all kind of bugs. So we really appreciate that and hoping that there will be more bugs being reported so we can continue resolving them and fixing them. We also are revamping our Itero solution and starting to offering that out to our beta tester and beta user. Um, if you have extension that you would like to test with your beta tester and you don't want to like go through Google Chrome and like the whole Google Chrome review and so on, hit it up. Hit us up. We'll be glad to set up the Itero, set you up with Itero, and get you up and running with your beta tester. Yeah, and don't forget to join our Discord channel, plasma.com/s for social, slash D for Discord. We are a friendly bunch over there. And with that in mind, demo ed, demo number 8 is concluding. All right. Pretty lonely here by myself, but hey, we gotta get it done, right? That's what Sab is for. And see you all next week. Bye.